I just wanted to properly introduce you to the vlog, and I think this vlog is gonna just be some reading updates. So I have been listening to We Love You Bunny, which was one of my most anticipated reads for the year. I didn't actually remember that this was coming out. So this is the sequel prequel to Bunny, which is one of my favorite books of all time. I talk about it all the time. I think it's an absolute masterpiece of a book, and I'm loving this. The same kind of nonsensical, a little bit over the top, very camp writing. This is basically like the story of Bunny, but from the perspective of the bunny, so of the cult kind of girls. In the main book, the protagonist met at her prestigious like writing school. So it was like the four bunnies, semi-spoiler, kind of do like a Frankenstein thing and make a man out of a bunny. And so it's from their perspective. And then in this one, you're also getting the perspective of the bunny that turned into a man. And this whole part 2 that I've been listening to right now is from the perspective of this bunny turned man going to a frat party and like seeing another bunny and being able to understand his language in his head and being like, what is this? Like, why do I understand this bunny language? Being aware that his keepers or his mothers, who were the bunnies, you know, had him like trapped in an attic, and they were feeding him sugar and making him read books and doing all this crazy shit. And it's just been absurd. It's just been absolutely absurd, and I am loving it. The audiobook is a tiny bit grating because they are doing like the super high pitched like voices for like the girls. Oh my God, like we made him, he's so cute. I love, it's very that. And then the perspective of the bunny man, like I think in the book I read for an review, like there's like an emoji after almost like everything he says. He'll say something and in the audiobook it'll be like, I made a new friend today, smiley face. But he didn't understand what I was saying, frowny face. And it was like, everything is like, they literally say smiley face or frowny face. So like when you're listening to that, it can be a little bit like, okay, but it's actually lightened up a little bit at the moment. So I'm very much liking that, and I am about a little over halfway. I am listening to this on 2 times speed on my Libby app. Just look at the size of this Christmas candle. It's one of those candles that like, you can smell it just sitting there unlit, and I love that. That was one of my new purchases this year when I was doing a lot of shopping with my mom, and that has to stop because I officially just invoiced my last invoice for my job, which is unfortunate, and I'm kind of like in denial about it. I'm kind of like pretending that it's not happening, and I kind of need to like lock in and deal with it. But the way that the timing is, I can only do what I can do right now, like in December. Like it's the last month of the year. It's just really not a time when I'm gonna be like really in hyper-focused work mode because no one else really is. 2025 is a 9 year in numerology. Swifties, lock in if you're listening. A 9 is an end year. It's the end of a cycle. So next year we'll start over as a 1. So that's a new beginning. That's fresh starts. I just do believe that. So I'm just trying to kind of take it as it comes and let the universe handle it. I've also been chugging along at Alchemized, but it's going really slowly, you guys. I get in spurts where I'm like really interested in it, and then other times where I'm just like, can we move on, please? Can something else happen? Because I'm on page like 600 at this point and I am struggling. Kind of in like a low in the plot right now, and I need it to pick back up. I also got Morning Star on my Kindle. Morning Star is the 3rd book in the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. Wow, this is super highly rated. Oh, and it's the final, but there's more after that. Is it like a spin-off after that? It concludes the story of Darrow, a low-caste miner, and then it must have another spin-off. So this is the original trilogy, and then, okay, and then there's another 3 books, so another kind of trilogy after that. I really have enjoyed the Red Rising series, and I want to keep on with it. I'd like to wrap up this trilogy for now so that I can kind of like be at a good stopping point, and then, you know, pick up the next trilogy when I'm in the mood for a more sci-fi. I'm gonna add this to my readings on Goodreads because it'll just, damn, 4.54. Okay. It will remind me that I have it and inspire me. Let's get on with it. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. I hope you've been liking Vlogmas. Thank you so much for being here. almost done with We Love You Bunny, the audiobook. So I am 90% of the way done with that. Absolutely obsessed with it. I have a feeling it's gonna be 5 stars for me again. So I did do some thrifting and I grabbed a couple books I'm excited about. The first one is a gift. So I don't think my sister is watching my YouTube videos. I think she knows about it, but she doesn't like mention like, oh, I saw in your video. So I think I'm safe. To my sister, if you are watching, just maybe stop watching. This first one is a book that I actually have read, and I wasn't obsessed with it, but I do think that her and also her boyfriend will both maybe enjoy this. He just got back from a trip to Japan, and this is set in like a Japanese cafe by a Japanese author. I think they will both like this. This is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I enjoyed the premise of this, but I just felt like it fell a little flat for me, like engagement wise. Like I just wish I wanted a little more from it. It's a nice short little read. I think this will be perfect to do in like a little gift basket for them for Christmas. I'm gonna make like a brown sugar syrup. My sister and I really like the brown sugar shake and oat milk espressos. We get those from Starbucks a lot. Little label and like a glass jar, some coffee, this book, and then like a mug or, you know, something else coffee related. So yes, it's thrifted and I don't care. She doesn't care. We love to go thrifting for books all the time. The actual book itself is in perfect condition. It just has a little like sticker residue that I could honestly get off. And she's got plenty of other gifts for me because we like a lot of the same things. We both just really enjoy gifting things for each other. We just know each other well. So I think that's gonna be cute. And then for myself, I got a cute little Christmas read. This is a Victorian Christmas tea. How cute is that? So these are 4 different novellas, which I love. I love that idea because I can just sit down and do one novella in a sitting. I do love Victorian era stuff. And then this book just caught my attention. I love the colors of this cover. This is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. And I'm trying to just pick up more books that I don't like hear about and know, like, and just be like, that sounds interesting to me. I read the back and I'm like, let's do it. This is a best book of the year by the New York Times, Wall Street Journal. I think it's like a YA published by Flatiron Books. 17-year-old Alice and her mother have spent most of Alice's life on the road, always one step ahead of the uncanny bad luck biting at their heels. When Alice's grandmother, the reclusive author of a book of pitch dark fairy tales, dies alone in her estate, the Hazelwood, Alice discovers how bad her luck can really get. A fantasy-ish, a lot of praise and blurb by Stephanie Garber, like perfect for fans of Lev Grossman, Lewis Carroll, and Edgar Allan Poe. Absolutely, that sounds great. Lastly, I was so excited to find this Leigh Bardugo hardcover, The Language of Thorns. This is another novella collection that I listened to on audiobook, so I had to get this. It is gorgeous. It was $3. It is illustrated. Highly recommend this book if you are a Leigh Bardugo fan. Midnight Tales and Dangerous Magic. This is a perfect winter novella read as well. So that was my little book haul. You guys, I just finished We Love You Bunny, and that was everything I wanted. It was incredible, amazing, no notes, loved it. 5 stars from me. I am so glad. I wasn't quite sure because I did see a lot of people rating this quite low, like 1 and 2 stars. I especially loved the chapters from the bunny turned man character. I just thought it was done so, it's just so interesting. Mona Awad's mind is truly something to marvel at. It's unhinged and crazy in the best way, and I loved that. You just have to go into it knowing that, and knowing that it's like a little bit like shrilly, you know, like it's like even if it wasn't an audiobook and you were reading it, you get that kind of like frantic, shrill uneasiness of it all. In such a cool way. What I love about it is that it's like the kind of classic slasher vibes that, as someone who doesn't like horror whatsoever, there's something about like a culty slasher media that I love. It's why I love Scream. It's just the right amount of gore and the right amount of violence and creepiness for me, where it's not just outright like torture porn, but it's unserious in its violence. Like, I loved that. I'm so glad that I was able to get that on audio. I probably will be doing a book journal spread for this one. So I need to stay on my productivity today. I've been on a roll. I'm gonna make a cup of tea. Wow, that book just got me like ramped up. Like, I am like hyped up about that. I needed that. I really needed that. The real question is, y'all, can I read 6 books to get back on track? That's the question. And because I'm doing Vlogmas, like, it's possible because I'm going to be wanting to read a lot, but at the same time, it also means I'm going to be doing so much editing and be so busy with like holiday stuff that might not be realistic. That being said, let's go pick another audiobook. Oh, I forgot I have I have my Witch Hat Atelier manga that I want to read too. I'm going to read that on my iPad, and I can do that in a sitting. That'll only take me an hour or so. What did I tag recently? Recently I looked up something. What was it? Our Twisted Fates? Our Infinite Fate. Young adult fantasy romance. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue meets This Is How You Lose the Time War. A fantastical love story that defies death as 2 souls reincarnate through the centuries. Oh my god. This is like one of my favorite tropes. I'm literally tearing up. Like, can you tell I'm like PMSing? I'm like tearing up just by hearing that. One of my absolute favorite tropes. I think probably my favorite. Fated soulmate, like it's always been you kind of thing. And with like a tragedy kind of storyline, right? Like I want it to be tragic. I want it to hurt. You know? So she's remembered all of her past lives. She can remember that in every single one she's been murdered before her 18th birthday by Arden, a supernatural being linked to her soul. Problem is that she's quite fond of the life she's in now and her little sister needs her. Oh, okay. She has to... So this is very Addie LaRue. This is fantasy, but I feel like because it's a young adult kind of fantasy romance, it's not going to be that hard to get into on audiobooks. It's also available literally right now. I have the Gingerbread Bakery. Physically, I'm gonna read that. There's always a lot of cute, like, Christmassy rom-coms on Kindle Unlimited that I would like to do. So I think we're gonna do Infinite Fates right now. I can borrow this right now. There's no wait, which I'm kind of surprised by because I have seen this going around. But the plan is, like, can we maybe catch up on our reading goal? I've got just over a month. It's very possible. I've upgraded from 1.75 speed to 2 times speed, and it's really not that much of a difference. I was really thinking that 2 was like a lot, and it can be. Audio presents Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. Read for you by Sarah. But I listened to We Love You Bunny, and that was like a fever dream, like nutso craziness, and I was fine. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna do some computer stuff. We're gonna make a cup of tea, and I'll check in with you guys later. I'm just unboxing some Christmas gifts this morning. I'm just checking to see if all these are intact and sealed and correct. My mom wanted a bunch of Bath and Body Works stuff, so that's what she got. So I should have 7 things in here because it was buy 3 get 4 free. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I got 2 for myself. So I got the warm vanilla sugar for myself and the cozy vanilla bourbon. My sister got me this set last year and I really liked this scent. So I got my mom this one and she liked it too. I'm just kind of gathering Christmas gifts, you know, in a pile. My dad is a very, very big rock music, 60s, 70s head. And he also collects a lot of like old license plates. He also loves signs. He loves memorabilia and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was cool. My dad is obsessed with ice cream. So this is going in his stocking. Again, I don't think my sister is watching, but if you are, look away. So my sister is the reason I'm now a Swiftie. She really got me into Taylor Swift, so she's been collecting the vinyls. So 1989 Taylor's version. And this was on her list. This is from my hubby to my sister. He loves bonsai trees, and so he was really excited to give her this one. Because it's something you don't really want to like necessarily spend the money on yourself all the time. I don't know, I just feel like it's a really good gift that you can give for people like specific to their interests because there's so many of them. Reading update, I just finished Our Infinite Fates. I listened to it on audiobook. And I have so many thoughts. I'm very, very conflicted. I haven't been this conflicted about a book in a while. What do you mean? What do you mean? I got through this quite quickly. I wanted to keep picking it up. And, you know, a lot of people say this is like very V.E. Schwab, like the writing is very lyrical, the prose is very pretty. And while it is, it also felt very forced. Like the author uses that, I don't know what this literary device is where, I don't know if there's even a name for it. I should probably know. Everything is like in threes. Here in one scene, she's like in the Siberian wilderness and it's like freezing. And it's like, you know, she describes something as, it was bleak, frigid, paralyzing. Metaphor, metaphor, metaphor. Like, and that works very well when used sparingly. Where was that other book that I felt like the author just had a thesaurus open and they were just like, what was that book? I'll put it up here. It was a fantasy that was extremely, extremely disappointing as well. You know, I could feel it, the texture of it, the weight of it, the heart of it, all the time, over and over. But then there's also parts of the writing that were really beautiful, where I was like, that's really gorgeous writing and very atmospheric, very descriptive. Anyway, this is about like two people who are basically fated in every lifetime to be in love and also kill each other. Don't tell me why a 17-year-old girl is in love with someone who she knows is going to kill her in every single lifetime. And she has these memories of being murdered by him, you know, in 1875, Siberia. In 2002, in, you know, Seattle or whatever the hell it is, you know, all these different, like, over the centuries, and they're in different situations, in different countries, in different time periods. And you're getting a lot of the flashbacks. I love a flashback. I love fated lovers. I love magical realism. I love, you know, an infinite loop. I love the meta. This just fell so flat. It was not done well because the ending was so badly done and it could have been incredible. We're getting into spoiler territory now, but essentially this girl is going through her whole life and she doesn't know why this, you know, boy that they also reincarnate in like different genders, like in different bodies, which I really enjoyed. But in like the current time period that we're in, the one that we're following them through, she's a girl and he's a boy. And she's in love with this boy who's going to murder her. And she doesn't know why, but she knows he knows why. And she's always like, why do you have to kill me? Why can't we just be together? Why are you doing this? What's going on? And he's like, I can't tell you. It would hurt you too much. Sorry. Why? It didn't give any semblance of reason or actual substance as to why the hell these two kids are supposed to be fated, why they love each other, why they're soulmates. And then in the last, you know, maybe 5 chapters of the book, you're getting these huge proclamations of fated, soulmate, love, you're everything to me, I'm nothing without you, all this stuff, but it had no lead up to that. Other than them telling me that the whole time, there was no reason for me to believe that. Could have been a top 5-star read for me, but the ending was so rushed. It provided such little actual substance. It just did not wrap it up correctly. It didn't wrap it up well. It was kind of a ridiculous ending, but so many aspects of it I just would have done differently because that premise that kernel of the thought is so there, but it was so poorly executed, which sucks. This is not V.E. Schwab level, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit on it. I literally just finished it and I really need to get some other things done. So I'll check in with you guys in a bit, but I just wanted to give my initial thoughts on Our Infinite Fates. Finally, after like literal months of waiting, I did get Morningstar. I have this on both Kindle and audio from the library. That's nice so that I can power through on audio if I don't get through everything I want to on here, but I really want to be reading this on my Kindle, and I have a little over a week left, and it says it's going to take me 9 hours. So I need to focus on this and really be trying to sit down and read some of this. But I really do enjoy that series. Yeah, I need to edit some videos, so I'll check with you guys later. Okay. Any guesses?
Chocolate.
It's they're all fruit spreads. They're all jam. Okay. Hold on. This is.
It was rich people jelly.
It is. That's why I wanted it. Wild blueberry maple syrup. This would be hella good on our waffles for the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
And I'm gonna also make homemade English muffins to eat up all these. Oh, and look, the sticker has the blueberry and the maple.
Nice.
That's fancy touch. Alright, we're gonna do this one next. Cheapest little plastic crochet hook you've ever seen. So it can be any of these.
Okay.
What do you think it's gonna be?
The star.
I was literally gonna say that.
Yes.
Oh my god, oh my god. It wasn't the star, because I just saw it. I was also gonna guess the star,
guess.
but my guess is gonna be the stocking. This red stocking.
Ah, we were right.
You were right.
I was right.
The candy cane. And I don't have to crochet it.
Nice.
It's already made.
I love being right.
What is this?
The fuck is that?
You're missing some in the back, so I'm gonna put we're gonna put on the back of the tree near the window because there's none in the window. It's the next day and we're gonna try this on my waffles. Do it like a lot, or
Of course, I like a lot.
should I just use the whole thing? I'm gonna get 24 more of them.
Might as well.
Yeah. People say to put mayonnaise on the grilled cheeses, but I'm a fan of just classic butter. Not my best work. It'll be delicious.
Tomatoes.
Hello friends. I woke up early this morning and filmed because I already had my kind of first like snafu of Vlogmas. I did 2 videos yesterday and I filmed them, and then when I sat down to edit them at the end of the day, I was not happy with how either of the footage turned out. So I woke up early this morning to refilm. Now I'm gonna sit down and edit and try and power edit this because this is like, it's like today's video that I need to work on and get out. So I was like kind of ahead and feeling good about it, and then this happened, but I have all day today, the day to myself to figure it out. I have been listening to Morning Star. At this point, I cannot keep up with what I have updated you on. It's just been a little bit chaotic. I feel like I'm constantly filming something for Vlogmas and I have no idea what's going on. I am 50% done with Morning Star and I just love this series. It's so good. In the beginning, whenever I start one of these books, I'm kind of like, man, sci-fi is a lot. I love it because I love space and I love the high stakes and the kind of political storylines of sci-fi, but they are just one that you have to pay more attention to, and just, it's a lot. There's a lot of death, there's a lot of scheming, there's a lot of trauma, you know, involved, but it's going very well. I'm very engaged in this. I'm really retaining what I'm listening to. Generally, I would like to read this on Kindle. That's how I read the first 2 books, but I got the Kindle loan and things were just too busy. I did not get to it. I only have like 3 days left, and then the audiobook popped up. So I was very thankful for that. So right now, this audiobook, because when I am reading physically, I am reading Alchemized. We're in a high point again with Alchemized. So I'm almost to page 800. We are at like the peak of the romance right now. After 800 pages, we're in a technical flashback. I'm in part 2 where you're in like the kind of origin story, whereas part 1 was like either current times or like in the future of the aftermath of all these things that happened that you didn't really know, and you didn't really know how they knew each other and how everyone got there and what's going on, why this girl has no memories, etc. And now we're in the part where it's a flashback and that hasn't happened yet, and they have fallen in love. And it's heartbreaking. I love them together. This is a book about war. Human beings are messy and violent. And, you know, that's just the way it is sometimes. Do I want to be in the situation that she's in right now? Hell no, but I'm enjoying reading it. I'm enjoying their connection. I'm enjoying the story. However, I still think it's excessively long. A lot of repetition. And I like meandering plot. I like vibes. I like descriptions and like kind of slower fantasy. But I feel like this isn't quite descriptive and interesting enough to be like considered epic fantasy that's worth, you know, being 1,000 pages. I think it could have used some light editing. I would love to have been wrapping up the story by now. At page 800, I think that should have been the max. That's the reading update. I will check in with you guys later. I have a lot of work to do today.